Hi everyone. Today's Reddit story comes from the subreddit EntitledPeople. It's titled, "But it's just a few dollars." I just witnessed quite possibly the most entitled interaction of my life. I, 40 female, was at my local convenience store talking to the owner's daughter. She needed help with homework and was asking everyone if they could help her understand it. Shakespeare isn't for everyone, but it is something I thoroughly enjoyed at school. I am in there almost daily, so they know me. In walks this woman, probably around my age, and she begins gathering items and dumping them on a counter, completely disregarding other customers who were already at it. This goes on for a few minutes, and then she goes to pay. At this point, the clerk is serving someone else, and this woman interrupts the transactions and states, "My items are on the counter, so you shouldn't be serving anyone else as I'm clearly waiting to be served." I always believed that in order to be served in a store, you had to physically be in line or at the counter. Maybe I'm wrong. The man being served smiles at this woman and says something along the lines of, he's buying smokes and needs 30 seconds to complete his transaction and she can just wait. This led to much huffing and puffing from the woman. She then turns to me and says, "Can you believe the audacity of some people?" I can't help but giggle before I reply, "No, but I really do appreciate irony." She didn't get the joke. By now, the guy has left and the clerk is ringing up her items and putting them into bags. He finishes and tells her the total, which is about $30-something. She tells him he will take $25 because that's all she has. He tells her he will willingly take the $25 providing she removes sufficient items to ensure it covers her bill. Introduce tantrum. Stage right. "I need everything. You can't deprive me of my needs. Who do you think you are? I'm calling my husband." The clerk doesn't miss a beat and replies, "Make sure he brings his wallet." Now, the kid and I have completely forgotten about the Shakespeare and are enjoying the theater production unfolding in front of us. Out comes her phone and she's scrolling furiously while repeating, "Just wait till he gets here." Again, the clerk doesn't miss a beat and says, "I have no other choice but to wait. My shift doesn't end for another 3 hours." She literally stomps her feet while shouting, "But it's only $10. I'm almost at this point of having to put my fist in my mouth to stifle my laugh. This woman calls her husband and puts the phone on speaker. He answers and she puts on this really pitiful whiny voice. "Baby, I'm at the store and the clerk is holding me and 2 other female hostage. You need to come and rescue us." This guy must be all too familiar with his wife's antics and says, "You can't really be held hostage and be allowed to use your phone. So either you didn't have enough money or you're trying to buy alcohol without ID." I didn't stifle my laughter, and now this woman has 3 people openly laughing at her. She has to sheepishly admit it was the former. Her husband that says, "If you leave the chips, candy, and soda behind that you don't need and that we have more than enough of in the house, I'm sure you'll have enough money." She started to protest and her husband uttered, "I've told you about doing this crap. Say one more word and I'm canceling your birthday." She stamped her foot again as she hung up and told the clerk to remove the suggested items, and she does have enough to cover the bill. As she's about to leave, she actually asks that no one posts about this on Reddit. Wow, that's so ironic. Of course, if I witnessed something like this, I would probably post on Reddit too, so good for OP. Let's see what some of the commenters have to say. First commenter says, "Sounds like husband know who he married. Why'd he stay married to her?" Another commenter says, "Consequences. No one ever considers the consequences. Another commenter says, I'm sure it's because of her wonderful personality and deep reserves of compassion. Incidentally, my hit yourself on the head with a shovel exercise regimen has only improved my insight into matters of this kind. How, I asked. Wow, the story is just so funny. I cannot believe there are people out there that are that entitled. Seriously, if you go to the store, if you don't have enough money, you seriously think that the clerk would really take your $25 and expect to get $30 product? Come on. That's not how you do business. And like this entitled woman's antic, obviously she does this so often that her husband says, come on, seriously, you need to take away stuff that you really don't need. And I cannot believe this woman thinks that her husband would be on her side after this kind of stunt that she pulls, especially since she seems like she always pulls this type of stunts on a regular basis. And like some of the comments says, why is he married to her, really? I can't imagine being married to someone like that. Anyways, I hope you guys find this story funny, and I would love to know what you guys thought of the story and what you have done if you were witnessing this type of event. Leave it in the comment, and remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.